legend of the game when Buffalo hosts the 49ers on Sunday Night Football. It is former Bills quarterback Doug Flutie who's going to be doing the honors right before kickoff. Legend of the Game is presented by the BFLO Store, an official retailer of the Buffalo Bills. And Doug joins us on the line now. Doug, how you doing?
I'm doing well, hanging in Florida, nice and toasty warm right now, even though it's Thanksgiving. I know I'm coming into a snow and cold up in Buffalo.
Yeah, we were asking you about, we came on, have you got gear for this?
Sure, but I have to go find it. Like, I was crawling around the crawl space last night finding some boots and a heavy coat. So, yeah, and it'll be fun for me because I only have to do that once in a while, so it's fun when it's that way.
Yeah. You know, we were thinking this matchup, it's been interesting because they don't play the 49ers often. You guys got to do it back in '98, I remember, after getting off to an 0-3 start, and you started to turn it around from there. I know, you kind of vacillated between you and Rob in the lineup based on Rob's health and, things like that. But you guys were able to overcome an 0-3 start. You beat a Steve Young team, back in '98 that was really loaded. It's been kind of a cool, I don't want to call it a rivalry because they don't play them often enough, but there have been some pretty cool games between these two teams over the years.
Yeah, it's just anytime you played the Niners, especially back then, we went straight from Montana to Young, and they were a staple at the top of the league. So it was always the game or a big challenge or an exciting game to play. I do remember playing out there. Was it that game? No. Oh my goodness, that was way back. I'm sorry. I had a little back when I played against San Francisco the week after the earthquake out there, and we had to move the game up to the stadium that Stanford plays in. The hotels we stayed in all had cracks in the wall and cracks in the sidewalks and all that type of stuff. So, boy, those are my memories of playing the 49ers. We did have a big win against San Francisco, kind of kicked us off and got us rolling in the right direction and created a nice little run for us in '98.
Yeah, and that was I remember him too. Going out to Candlestick. That was one of the first games when we hit those guys out there, and neither team punted, and the only way the other team got the ball is if you scored or if we turned it over. There were like 3 turnovers in the game and no punts. That was a Steve Young, Jim Kelly special.
That's CFL football right there.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead. I didn't hear a question or an indication.
Yeah, no, that's all right. I thought you were going to go off on CFL, but look, I mean, you got this Niners team in, and they are beat up. Like, they are a mash unit. They don't know if Purdy's going to play or not. It might be Brandon Allen again at quarterback for them, and they got big names that could be out of the lineup, like Bosa on the defensive side. The left tackle Trent Williams may not play. They look like a wounded animal coming in here, but I always think of the famous quote by Rudy Tomjanovich, the famous Houston Rockets head coach back in the 90s, who always said, never underestimate the heart of a champion, and they are the defending NFC champions.
I mean, Brock Purdy had an amazing year last year, played under fire through the playoffs. Just the pressure didn't bother him, and he's that kind of guy. If you're starting quarterbacks out, I'm sorry, whether you rally the troops and circle the wagons, all that stuff, a guy like that being out, or especially Bosa, from a quarterback standpoint, that guy, that premier pass rush guy, he's a determining factor. He determines a lot of pass protection, what you can and cannot do, how long you're going to hold the ball. Are the backs going to be chipping? Are you going to keep the tight end in there on his side and try to bang him around a little bit? When you lose a premier pass rusher, it changes a lot of things. Then all of a sudden, your whole offense is in play. All of a sudden, you're hanging on the ball that fraction of a second longer, allowing things to develop. To me, obviously, thinking from an offensive standpoint, that's a huge factor, because when we played teams that had a Reggie White or teams that played against Bruce Smith in his prime, that was their major concern. How do we handle that? Do we slide the line? Do we put a back on that side? Do we put a tight end over his head? So that's a big deal. And right now, the way the Bills are playing, don't even worry about that. It's worry about us. If we play well, our best is good enough. We'll win. Don't try to do anything we don't have. You don't have to do anything special. Just be you. They're playing so well right now. I love watching Josh play.
So give us an idea. When do you get in town here, and do you have anything you got to do while you're back here in Buffalo?
Yeah, I'm flying in tomorrow morning early. I have an autograph signing thing I'm doing. Saturday night, in my mind, these are the things though I have to do. Saturday night, I got to get to Elio de Paulo's. Got to go see Dennis. I have to stop by Uncle Joe's Diner, and then Sunday morning, I'm going to get with a buddy that you guys know about my Batmobile thing and all that crap.
Yeah.
Right. So Adam West, former agent, lives up in the Toronto area. He and I are going to get together. I'm going to go see his collectibles, his collection, and all that. So those are kind of the three musts before getting over to the stadium and doing some of the things that I'm doing with the Bills and having fun.
Yeah. And I know you're still doing the good work with your Doug Flutie Jr. Foundation for Autism. How are you kind of keeping that thing rolling, in professional football retirement, for lack of a better term?
Unbelievable. When I retired, I've been out of the game for 18 years. When I retired, I thought it's going to be a struggle. It's going to be tough because, the notoriety drops off. We are flourishing. We've got a new director, Nick Severese, that has, in COVID, we had to do some things virtually. And what it's done is we realized to add a virtual concept to every event we do. And our fundraising has been through the roof. The last 3 years, we keep breaking our former record on fundraising. The people have been amazing. It amazes me how many warm-hearted, good people are out there that support you, that volunteer, that help out. So the foundation is stronger than ever. We're running on 26 years now. And, for my wife and I, it's a legacy. It's Dougie's legacy, and we're just his voice. And it's just been stronger than ever the last few years. It's been amazing for me to see, because I was a little worried about that, how it might dwindle as my popularity went off after football.
Well, Doug, it's certainly going to be good to see. I know you're in for a treat. It'll be quite the sight. It always is. Night games at Highmark Stadium are going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be great, and we'll look forward to seeing you.
I'm looking forward to it. I love being back in the stadium. I say this all the time about Bills fans are the most amazing. They would show up on Wednesday with their RVs and go on vacation for the week to the parking lot. Yeah. And the mafia and the slamming of tables and everything else, they're one of a kind and second to none.
Doug, thanks. Make sure you get them amped up right before kickoff. We'll see you on Sunday night.
Got it, Steve. We'll see you there.